Oh, hi people. Well, I am here with the uber-talented Michael Williams. Now, Michael is a photographer, and he has documented a beautiful set that designer Maryann Roy created from the Brini Maxwell idea. And not only is there a set, but there's also a doll. I'm so excited. Michael was so gracious to come and take some beautiful pictures of it, and well, here's an example of some of the stuff that he's done. It's really wonderful. When we're entertaining in a little hacienda, Jerry, Jack, and Jenny, Brooke, and Bruce, and Brenda, we are putting pleasure at the top of the agenda when we're entertaining at home. Our entertaining isn't ever very formal. Slacks and easy dresses are more nearly normal. Anything to keep us cool and happy when we're warmal. Keep us entertaining at home. Lass and laddie-o on the patio, stroll around to the sound of the radio. Bells are jingling, songs are tingling, while the host and the hostess are mingling. Everybody's up to date from hairdo down to slippers. Granny looks as modern as the little nippers. Even the bananas in the bowl are wearing zippers when we're entertaining at home. Isn't that marvelous?
When you have such a beautiful and flawless model and diorama and set, there wasn't a lot of work that I had to put in other than making sure it was lit properly and then deciding on the best angles to show it off.
So were you familiar with Maryann's work?
Several years ago, some friends and collectors that I knew from online and from conventions would begin posting pictures of their dioramas, of their collectible fashion dolls in these beautiful mid-century modern 1950s style living rooms, and I wondered, where did you get that furniture? Because Mattel doesn't make that for collectors, and that's when I first heard her name.
Oh, all right. Well, I think she did a beautiful job with the Brini set, don't you?
It was gorgeous.
Yes, and now the couture that I'm wearing is by Bellissima.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hilda Westervelt.
Yes, and she did a lovely job. We worked together on creating that lovely hostess gown. Personally, I'd like that in life size. Let's talk a little bit about you and your work. You got some attention for a photo shoot that you did recently, didn't you? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, being a huge fan of mid-century modern 1950s and 1960s design, fashion, and film, I was, of course, drawn to the TV show on AMC, Mad Men. And so a few years ago, I worked together with a designer and a diorama artist, and she built Don Draper's office from the first few seasons of Mad Men from scratch. All four walls, all the little blinds, the mini bar, everything. And another woman did all of the fashions for Joan and Peggy and Betty. So I photographed that for a magazine called Haute Doll, which is a collector's magazine. There was a big gap between seasons 4 and 5 of Mad Men. And when it came back, season 5, of course we found Don now married to Megan. And so I thought it would be great to revisit the Mad Men Barbie diorama that I had shot before by redoing it with all of the characters. But I looked at it less with an eye towards the fashion and design, although that was an important element, and more with a humorous look at some of the extreme situations that the characters found themselves in.
Just a little bit of social commentary there.
It was fun though, because within a week of posting it, Vanity Fair and Huffington Post online picked it up, so I got a lot of audience seeing it.
Well, the images are really beautiful, and you have such a nice way with photographing these smaller than life-size entities. Now, Michael, you're working on a project that was very interesting to me. It's something of a diary of your life in miniature. Is that true?
Well, I decided in the past I had focused on shooting collectible fashion dolls because of my love for like 1950s style fashion and design. But it hadn't been a personal story that I was telling with the dolls. I sort of stopped collecting for a couple of years, took a sabbatical, And coming back to it, both the collecting and the photography of the dolls, I decided that it might be more fun to do something a bit more humorous. And so I decided to launch a website this year called mylifeinplastic.com. And what I'm hoping to do is to do sort of like a Far Side meets Kathy, and just all of the funny things that I've experienced in my own life, only to photograph the dolls in different setups and situations, you know, with the punchline of the day that I might have overheard on the subway or at the office. So I'm hoping to launch that officially this year.
Okay, and I understand we have a special guest here with us today.
Yes, this is, I guess, since I was lucky enough to get to photograph mini Brini, I only thought it fair that my miniature counterpart got a chance to meet the real Brini.
Oh, well, hello, Michael.
So this is a Pop Life Ken doll. You know, he has the brown hair with the side part and the cute little glasses, and he might be a little bit more dashing of an avatar than myself, but I think most people tend to flatter themselves wherever they design an avatar for themselves. But I've handmade a miniature shopping bag, which I have in real life, so I decided to copy the print and print it out on the inkjet fabric.
I see that.
With all these vintage cameras. And then I'm also an amateur flutist. I enjoy performing chamber music. So I have a flute case that I just got last year from Japan that I recreated in miniature as well that I liked. And of course he's got the camera.
Of course, your camera, yes, right. And I imagine he has a wardrobe very similar to yours.
Well, the shirt and the sweater are both custom made from some doll designer friends of mine. And yeah, I've picked some pieces that are very similar to the kind of style that I like to wear.
I see, I see. Well, I am looking forward to seeing Michael's adventures on mylifeinplastic.com. So, please take a look at Maryann Roy's site, which is just marvelous. You can see it right here below us, and as well as Hilda's site for her beautiful fashions. And we're going to leave you with some images that Michael has taken of the Brini set. Isn't it marvelous? Diving into the cool of the pool we're thriving in. If Sophronia gets pneumonia, we will send her a bright pink begonia. Easy wear and easy care for everything we're dressed in. What we look the best in's what we all invest in. With the living easy we can welcome every guest in. When we're entertaining, we will never be complaining. When we're